Memory. The multi-store model of memory. The multi-store model of memory has three separate stores: sensory register, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Information transfers from one store to another in a linear sequence. The sensory register takes information from the environment through the senses and it stores it visually and acoustically. This is only very briefly, but it has a very large capacity. Very little of what goes into the sensory register is passed further into the memory system. But if you pay attention to it, information will transfer into the short-term memory. Due to its limited capacity, information in the short-term memory can be displaced, which means pushed out, by new information. Due to its limited duration, it can decay quickly if it isn't rehearsed. Maintenance rehearsal occurs when we repeat information to ourselves over and over again, which will keep information in the short-term memory. The more we rehearse the information, the better the chance of it transferring into the long-term memory. When we want to recall information, it has to be transferred back into short-term memory by a process called retrieval. Short-term memory and long-term memory differ in terms of coding, duration, and capacity. Short-term memory is coded acoustically and can hold 7 items on average and lasts for less than 30 seconds. Long-term memory is coded semantically, has an unlimited capacity, and can last a lifetime. A3. A strength of the multi-store model of memory is that there is supportive research showing that the coding, capacity, and duration are different for short-term memory and long-term memory. For example, Badley found that we mix up words that sound similar when we are using our short-term memory, but we mix up words that have similar meanings when we use our long-term memory. And this suggests that short-term memory and long-term memory are separate stores. A limitation of the multi-store model of memory is that it suggests that short-term memory and long-term memory are unitary stores. Case studies such as KF show that there are different types of short-term memory. KF suffered brain damage causing amnesia. When he was verbally reading a list of letters, he had poor recall, but when he visually read them to himself in paper, he had good recall. This suggests that there must be at least 2 short-term memory stores, one for visual information and one for auditory information. Another limitation of the multi-store model of memory is that it claims that enough rehearsal will transfer information to the long-term memory. Further research indicates that there are 2 different types of rehearsal. Maintenance rehearsal only maintains it in short-term memory, whereas elaborative rehearsal is needed to transfer it into long-term memory. This involves linking the information to existing knowledge or thinking about what it means, and this is coding semantically.